My son. Think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas. His ass going to prison. If you goddamn keep that shit up, his ass going to prison.
Stand by right here for me. 42, I'm 10 extend, 1 detain. Spread your legs slightly. I just need to pat you down.
Wait till I come back in the market late night, and then it's just you, and I slap you up. Yeah. You trying to act all tough? All like this in front of all your people. Tell your mama I said Happy Mother's Day, and then Karen in my face.
What started as just another day inside the courtroom quickly turned into a scene that no one could have imagined. The room was filled with an uneasy silence, the kind of silence that hangs heavy in the air before something devastating is about to happen. At the center of it all sat King Harris, the son of rap icons T.I. and Tiny, his head lowered, hands clasped tightly together, waiting for the judge to speak the words that would forever change the course of his young life. Cameras weren't allowed inside, but those who were present say you could feel the weight of every single heartbeat, every nervous glance, every shallow breath. Nobody knew exactly how things were going to unfold, but everyone feared the same outcome. And when the gavel finally hit, the verdict landed like a bombshell. King Harris, sentenced to 5 years in prison.
Yes, sir.
There's one in the head.
Does your buddy have one as well? All right, just hang tight right here for me. Let me clear this. I don't want any accidental fires.
There's no safety. You gotta take it.
There's no safety. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna mess around with that too much. Let me just set this down right here. Dude, step out for me. Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me. All right, right now you're just being detained. You're not under arrest. I'm gonna be at the church. Alright, I appreciate you being cool, man. We're just gonna take a look at this information, make sure it's valid.
I ain't tripping this.
Just take a step to the side for me.
The words echoed through the courtroom, bouncing off the walls like a cruel reminder that no amount of fame, fortune, or family name could protect him from the consequences of his actions. In that moment, T.I., usually known for his calm authority and sharp control, completely lost it. Witnesses described him standing up so suddenly his chair toppled backward, his voice erupting in raw fury as he shouted at the judge, at the system, at anyone who would listen. His son, the boy he had raised, the young man who carried his name and his blood, was being dragged away in handcuffs, and there was nothing he could do to stop it.
Son, think I ain't spoke to my son. Think I ain't told my son, his mama, and his grandmamas. His ass going to prison. If you goddamn keep that shit up, his ass going to prison. Ain't no way around it. Ain't nothing I'm gonna be able to do about it. Can't nobody stop it but him. You know what I mean? I've already had that conversation. I've already made my peace with it. Because I know that energy. I was that energy. I know exactly how it's gonna turn out.
Tiny, overwhelmed by emotion, broke down sobbing, her cries piercing the heavy silence as court officers rushed in to restrain T.I. and escort King out of the room. But how did it come to this? How did a promising young man, born into fame, money, and opportunity, end up in a courtroom facing years behind bars? To understand the chaos of that day, you have to rewind and look at the series of events that led King Harris to this breaking point. For months, rumors had been swirling about King's reckless behavior. From heated confrontations with strangers caught on live streams to late-night encounters with law enforcement, his name often popped up in headlines for all the wrong reasons.
But what I'm saying is, they wasn't.
You can talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, Shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name? What's your name? My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File your shit. Come back. Come back. What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here. Come on.
Many fans dismissed it as the typical struggles of a young celebrity trying to carve out his own identity separate from his famous parents. Others saw it as a cry for help, a young man drowning in the pressure of living in the shadow of his father's massive legacy. But those closest to him, family, friends, insiders, knew that something darker was brewing beneath the surface. Reports suggest that King had gotten into serious trouble months before his sentencing. What started as minor run-ins with the law escalated into charges that could no longer be brushed off. At first, there were probation hearings, community service requirements, fines. T.I. and Tiny, pulling every string they could, hoped to keep him out of jail, believing he would eventually learn his lesson. But King, fueled by pride and anger, continued down a dangerous path. Some say he was desperate to prove himself, to show the world he wasn't just T.I.'s son. Others believe he was acting out, testing boundaries in ways that spiraled out of control. The final straw reportedly came during a late-night incident that left police with no choice but to escalate charges. The details remain murky, but insiders claim King was caught in a confrontation that quickly turned violent, leading prosecutors to push for harsher consequences. And when his case went before the judge, the courtroom drama that unfolded was unlike anything the Harris family had ever faced before. Those who were present say T.I. walked into the courtroom looking determined, almost hopeful, convinced that his son's name and connections might earn him leniency. But as the prosecution laid out their case, detailing King's repeated defiance of probation orders, his history of reckless behavior, and the danger posed by his latest incident, the mood shifted. The judge listened quietly, then delivered a statement that silenced the room. This court cannot and will not overlook a pattern of behavior that puts the community at risk. Mr. Harris, you are sentenced to 5 years in state prison. The Harris family erupted in chaos. Tiny collapsed against her daughter Zonique, her sobs filling the room. T.I., red-faced and shaking, shouted, "This is my son! You can't take my boy away from me!" Court officers stepped in quickly, warning him to calm down or be removed from the courtroom entirely. King, meanwhile, tried to keep his composure, but his eyes betrayed the fear inside. He glanced at his parents, his lips trembling as if to say something, but the words never came. Instead, he was escorted out, his hands shackled, his head lowered in shame. The aftermath was even more devastating. Outside the courthouse, fans and reporters swarmed, demanding answers. Cameras captured the moment T.I., his voice breaking, addressed the media. "They're trying to make an example out of my son. They're punishing him for mistakes every young man makes. But 5 years? That ain't justice, that's destruction." Tiny, barely able to stand, leaned on family members for support, whispering prayers under her breath. The Harris family, once seen as a symbol of strength and success, suddenly looked fractured, broken, and vulnerable for the world to see. But what stung the most were King's last words before being taken away. According to insiders, he turned to his parents and said softly, "Don't cry. I'll be okay. Just don't give up on me." Those words, though small, carried the weight of heartbreak. A reminder that behind the headlines and legal drama was still just a young man, scared and unsure of what awaited him inside prison walls. For T.I., those words were unbearable. Friends close to the rapper say he hasn't stopped replaying them in his head, each time feeling the sting of guilt and helplessness. He blames himself, believing he should have done more to steer his son away from trouble, to keep him grounded in the midst of fame and chaos. Tiny, on the other hand, struggles with the image of her baby boy, once a bright-eyed child running around their home, now locked away, facing years of uncertainty and danger. The weight of it all has left her shattered. Meanwhile, the public is divided. Some sympathize with the Harris family, pointing out how difficult it is for children of celebrities to grow up under constant scrutiny and pressure. Others argue that King's behavior left the judge with no choice, that actions have consequences no matter who your parents are. Social media has become a battlefield of opinions, with hashtags like Bikeshar Free King Harris and Justice for King trending within hours of the sentencing. Fans debate whether this punishment is fair or excessive, while critics claim it's long overdue. But what no one can deny is the impact this has had on the Harris family. Friends close to them say the household is in turmoil. Arguments erupt daily, blame gets tossed around, and the family unit that once seemed unshakable now feels fragile. T.I. reportedly spends hours locked in his studio, pouring his rage and pain into music, while Tiny barely sleeps, her nights filled with tears and prayers. Their other children, caught in the middle, struggle to make sense of it all, watching their parents unravel under the pressure. And then there's King, now behind bars, facing a reality that no amount of money or fame can shield him from. Reports from inside suggest he's trying to stay strong, but prison is no place for a young man unprepared for its brutal realities. Every day is a fight for survival, every moment a test of resilience. And though he told his parents not to cry, insiders say the weight of his sentence is starting to sink in. The cocky bravado that once defined him is gone, replaced by the sobering truth of what it means to lose freedom. As the days turn into weeks, the Harris family continues to push for an appeal. Lawyers are working tirelessly, combing through evidence, looking for loopholes, hoping to shave down the sentence or overturn it altogether. But appeals take time, and time is something King can't get back. Each passing day behind bars is another day stolen from his youth. Another scar added to his story. And yet, through all the chaos and headlines, there are flickers, no, flashes of something deeper. Hope, resilience, and maybe, just maybe, redemption. Some insiders believe this might finally be the long-overdue wake-up call King Harris needed. Not just a slap on the wrist, but a full-on reckoning. A moment that forces him to pause, reflect, and finally realize the weight of his choices. For years, he danced on the edge, fame in one hand, rebellion in the other. But the party's over now. 5 years behind bars isn't just a sentence. It's a life detour. T.I., the patriarch, the king of the South, found himself completely unraveled in that courtroom. For a man who's faced off with critics, cops, and controversy, watching his son be led away in cuffs was a different kind of battle, one he couldn't win with lyrics or lawyers. Eyewitnesses say his outburst wasn't just anger. It was heartbreak masked as rage. A father watching his legacy slip through his fingers. Still, in the middle of it all, he's made one thing clear. I'm not giving up on my son. A vow, raw and unfiltered. Raw and unfiltered. Tiny, the family's emotional anchor, has turned to her faith. She's been spotted attending prayer circles, leaning into the church and urging fans to send prayers, not judgment. Her social media has turned into a battlefield of support and scrutiny, but she continues to stand firm, rallying what's left of the Harris family with grace and grit. Meanwhile, fans are split. Some blame fame, privilege, and bad parenting. Others point to a broken justice system and the pressures of growing up in the limelight. The hashtags are trending, the debates are heated, and the streets are talking. King's mugshot is plastered everywhere, a chilling reminder that no amount of celebrity can protect you from the consequences of real-life choices. This isn't just another celebrity scandal to scroll past. It's a family on the brink, a young man at a dangerous crossroads, and a brutal reminder that even the most glamorous lives can spiral out of control. Will King rise from this mess and transform his pain into purpose? Or will prison chew him up, spit him out, and leave behind just another tragic headline? One thing's for sure, the Harris saga is far from over. The next chapter? It could make or completely break their legacy.